Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Pokemon Sword and Shield video. I am in love with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've been playing it so freaking much. It is insane how many hours I've already put into these games. They're just a blast. I love them. And no, this is not a review for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I already did that. I will link it in the description below. And this is more just like a follow-up video, talking about all the things that I've played and done since beating the game that I've just loved so much. Like, it's been such a good experience playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, if you're paying attention, you will see I have a dip in, and that is really just because, like I said in previous videos, that YouTube is cracking down on kids content, and I do not feel my channel is for kids. So the way I've kind of separated myself is I'm just using tobacco products on my videos or in my videos, and it's not me trying to promote it or anything. It's just something I already did off camera, so I just incorporate it into my videos now, so that way I am clearly separated from other content creators that are for kids making Pokemon content or other Nintendo based content on the Switch. Like I said, I don't promote this. I'm not saying anyone needs to go out and start dipping or using nicotine in any capacity. This is really just to kind of separate myself, like I said, and I do not condone anyone using this stuff if you are not of legal age in whatever state or wherever you're at to do it. In my state, it's 21, so I don't condone it if you're not old enough to do so. But let's get off that subject. Let's talk about this video. Now, like I said in my review, this game is not perfect by any means. There are a ton of things wrong with it. Like, some textures are really crappy. There's no voice acting at all in the game, which can actually throw off a lot of moments in the game. It really was just something that bothered me a lot while I was playing through the game, and I really wish they would have incorporated voice acting, but that is not there. And a lot of the Pokemon are missing from the Pokedex, which can be either a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. But there's just so much fun stuff to do in this game, and that is what this video is all about. So first up, I'm going to talk about the wild area, which is a freaking blast. I love the wild area, and I'm so glad they decided to go this route. Now, the wild area is not perfect by any means. It is a little small. I think it could definitely be bigger. But overall, I think the wild area is great, and that is where I've spent the vast majority of my time post-game playing. Like, I'm always in the wild area, and it's just a great place. I would love to see them continue this formula in future Pokemon games. Next up, max raids are freaking awesome. I love the raid battle system in Pokemon Sword and Shield. It is just so much fun. It's a great way to level up your Pokemon through the rewards like the XP candies and the rare candies. It's a great way to just boost Pokemon you're training up to level 100, and I love the challenge that these provide. They're so fun to do with friends. They're just so much fun. And Gmax Pokemon that are exclusive to raid battles, it's the only way to obtain them aside from like mystery gift events. It's so fun to track them down or hop into a raid that has one and just hope you catch it, because they are really cool to have different versions of Pokemon that change shape when you Dynamax them. It's just really cool. On top of that, Pokemon has already announced their first event raid, which is coming out, I think, December 4th, and that is Gigantamax Snorlax, which wasn't in the game previously. So it's really cool to see them adding additional content to the game in the future through the form of these raid battles. It's really awesome, and it brings people back to the game. Like, if you put the game down after you beat it, oh, you might pick it back up because, oh, I think that Snorlax is really cool. Like, it just gives people an incentive to come back to the game, and it's all free, and it's just really awesome. I'm so excited to see what other Pokemon they bring to the max raid battles through events like the Snorlax one in the coming months. It's just a really cool thing, and I'm really excited to see what they got in store for it. Next up, competitive play is more accessible than ever. In this game, you can train up a Pokemon and then later in the game go around and change its stats so it's more viable competitively. And I think that's a really cool thing. The reason I think this is so cool is because in the past, you had to spend so much time learning how to breed and train effectively in order to have competitively viable Pokemon. And now you can just reset the stats through means in game, and it's just really nice. You don't have to spend hours breeding and training that specific Pokemon to get it right. You can just fix them later in the game, and that means more casual players like myself are more willing to hop into competitive play in this version of Pokemon, and it's just something so cool to see. And I do plan on spending some time building a competitive team and playing in some of these online tournaments. It's just really awesome. I'm really looking forward to it because I've never done competitive in the past. So it's something that's really exciting, and it opens up a whole new way to play Pokemon for people like myself who have never dove into the competitive scene before. It's just really, really fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now we're going to talk about the Pokedex. And like I said at the start of the video, it's a pro and a con that a lot of Pokemon are missing from this game. It's a con because a lot of people have those specific Pokemon that they've latched onto over the years, and they were really looking forward to bringing over into the first home console version of Pokemon. However, it is a pro because the Pokedex being completed is a more obtainable goal than it has ever been. I've never completed a Pokedex in any Pokemon game I've played, and I've played every Pokemon game that's come out. And in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I've actually completed the Pokedex, and it was such a good time doing it. It was kind of addicting finding that Pokemon you had been looking for so long. And it was actually challenging, despite there being less Pokemon than there were in previous games. It was actually very difficult to obtain all the Pokemon. I had to work with other players and trade with other players and do a whole bunch of stuff. And I made a lot of friends through Discord servers along the way, which was really cool. I really enjoyed that aspect. And on top of that, there are a ton of weird ways to evolve Pokemon in this game, like the Surfetch video I made, where you have to land 3 critical hits with a Galarian Farfetch to evolve into Surfetch in one battle. That's just, there's tons of weird stuff, and like flipping your switch upside down to evolve Inkay into Malamar. These things are just really, really cool and different, and it makes it completing the Pokedex a little more difficult than I anticipated it being. Not to mention all the version exclusives you have to obtain. For like me, I played Shield, so I had to work with a lot of Sword players to obtain all the exclusive mons that were in that version of the game. And it was just really fun to work with other players and give them, oh, you have a Farfetch'd, okay, I'll trade you a Ponyta. It's just really fun to work with other players to obtain the same goal. It was just a really fun time, and I really enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to completing future Pokedex. I honestly was like, kind of bummed when I finished it, even though I got my shiny charm, which was like the main purpose of it. It was kind of like, oh, this sucks, because it was always something to do. There was always another Pokemon to hunt, and it was just really fun. The final thing that I am loving so much about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and this is not exclusive to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's shiny hunting. I have done so much shiny hunting in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I spent 50 hours hunting one Pokemon, and I talked about it in my shiny hunting video, which I have both my breeding guide for shinies and my shiny hunting guide linked in the description below if you're interested in that. But this is the first time I've actually hopped in to shiny hunting in any Pokemon game, and it's been so fun. It's just so addicting to sit there and think, oh, this next encounter or this next egg is going to be the shiny that I've spent so much time looking for. And shiny Pokemon have always been something that have been very coveted by players because they are so rare to obtain, which is why I completed the Pokedex to get the shiny charm. They're just so cool to have. It's almost like bragging rights to have them. They're just a lot of fun to hunt for. Like, I could spend all my time post-game now hunting shiny Pokemon, and I would still have a great time with the game. It's just a great thing to do. It's so fun, and I really recommend trying it if you haven't yet. And like I said earlier, the competitive play is more accessible than ever, so I'm actually currently working on breeding and hunting an entirely shiny competitive team, and that's just been such a fun time, and I can't wait to get all my shiny Pokemon from my party and really just get into the competitive aspect of the game with an entire team of shinies. I think it'll be really cool and really fun to do. But yeah, overall, I'm having a great time with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I really cannot recommend it enough. Like I said, it has its problems, but there's just so much fun stuff to do that I can't give this game a bad score or not recommend it to people because there's no voice acting or because some textures look bad. It's just a great game. Overall, the experience is awesome, and I seriously cannot recommend you get Pokemon enough. It's such a good time, and I'm just so excited to see what they take from Pokemon Sword and Shield and use in future games. It's just a really cool thing. Like, I almost can't imagine Pokemon without max raid battles anymore. Like, it's so fun and so cool that I'm hoping they bring all of this over into the next generation of Pokemon. It's just awesome. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to share the video with your friends. Let's grow this community we got going on here. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out my podcast, which I record with my buddy Nag, where we sit and we talk about video games like Pokemon, and we have a great time just shooting the shit and talking about gaming news and video games in general. All my other social media should be on screen here at this point, so be sure to check me out there if you're interested in keeping up with the channel. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.